This place is like somebody's memory of a town, and the memory's fading. It's like there's never anything here but jungle.
Episode 1's titled The Long, Bright, Dark. What it describes is we're in a place of high spirituality and incendiary sunshine. Within this landscape and this bright, bright environment exists darknesses. The same way we're establishing Cohle and Hart with as much nuance as possible as dimensional human beings, we want to establish this landscape as realistically as we can, not only on its own, but in a background for our main characters as something they live in and that affects them and surrounds them. And so I think what you begin to take away from it is a sense of the economic scale, a sense of the importance of religious spirituality.
That tree where we shot the crime scene is on a real cane plantation, real farm, an active one. The tree on its own is a very stark, evocative image just based on the simplicity of the lines and then the focus of the tree.
Symbolically, it has many forms because its features mirror so many forms. It's the fountain of life, the branching veins and capillaries. It's what the human nervous system and all our arteries look like. So the tree itself is iconic. A lot of those symbols, they carry historical and anthropological significance beyond what is on the surface of our narrative.
Hey. Oh. Dreamer.
Why are you out here, huh? Why didn't you come to bed?
Marty has a family that we already see from the first episode he's not able or possibly willing to give more time to.
There probably is a general unhappiness. I think in Maggie, it's a sadness. It's a nostalgia from the past, hoping that maybe it's just this case, and after this next case, everything will be okay.
We get a picture of what Marty's life looks like, and in Cole's reaction to Marty's life, we get a picture of what Cole's life looks like.
You don't drink with me or the boys. And you gotta get a load on before you visit my family.
I didn't mean to.
The drinking was a way to cope with the fear he probably had inside himself of what it was going to be like, not only to face the children and also meeting his wife and being evaluated and studied in that sense. I think what at least allows him to stay is that it wasn't as bad as he thought it was going to be, along with Maggie engaging him in a way that he hadn't been engaged by Hart, asking questions about himself and forcing him to answer with honesty.
Baby, trust me, you do not want to pick this man's brain.
This is gonna happen again. This kind of thing does not happen in a vacuum.
I don't think either of them have ever come upon a crime scene like this before, so their approaches in terms of how to handle it, I think Hart goes back to the book. By following the steps, he feels certain they'll get to the murderer, and Cohle is more based on instinct and about psychological behavior. Cohle also runs on a more hyperactive brain.
Which, to people not so inclined towards those types of perceptions, would tend to be unsettling.
Okay, what's that mean?
Means I'm bad at parties.
Let me tell you, you ain't great outside of parties either.
It sets a kind of tone for the contradiction of both the men in this series as they begin as partners, and the monologues allowed by them in 2012, I think, give you a clear idea not only of who those men are now, but the sort of narrative you're gonna watch, which in some ways is the story of how they got to be who they are in 2012.